morning, Sunday spiritual session. It's usually in the morning. How's everybody doing? Sorry about the lighting. It's going to be kind of weird. I'm in a new place, so until I figure out where I'm going to set up, it's probably going to be better being in the other room. But for now, I'm already like 7 minutes late, and I've just been getting pelted to hop on and just talk, I guess. So, hi, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you can make it or watch it if you're watching the replay. So there's been a lot of things that have been going on lately in the world, so Spirit's really kind of just putting me out there. I think they came in really strong this morning. So a few things I want to talk about is the importance of believing again. You have to believe in what you're doing and whatever that is. There's so much, going on in the world, and where do we turn to and where do we go, and you have to believe in yourself. You have to turn to yourself, turn to your friends, turn to your loved ones. But, the one person you can always believe in is yourself, right? So, believing in what you're doing, why you're doing it, is it important? Well, don't ask me, it's up to you to decide. And that's what you have to become. And you have to be all of these things that you want to see in the world, right? Instead of just watching it from afar and then, pretending. I mean, that's not it. If you want to change or you want to do something different, you gotta actually do something different, right? So where do I want to go with that? Expressing yourself. Being extra sensitive, it's easy to judge yourself, but you can't feel bad for like wanting things that you want, so I always talk about the misnomers. There's a lot of misnomers, girlfriend said once, isn't all love conditional, right? Isn't all, I think it was just love we were talking about, unconditional love, right? And isn't all, and and it's a really good point, because essentially, yes, it's, so being careful about what you're listening to, getting into, believing in yourself, all of these things, so is there unconditional love? Yes, right? But is it conditional? Well, okay, yeah, because, anybody wanting to do anything is conditional, even source, God, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is for you, even that wanted or wants to do something or to experience something. So is it conditional? Well, I mean, yeah, in a way, based off of there's nothing going on here now, so let's go do something. So it's conditional, and that's a really good point, because believing in yourself is crucial, and why you're here, and the things that you want, and why you feel the way you do is for a very specific reason, but when you're sensitive, to these things, and you see a lot of stuff that maybe other people don't see, you don't want to judge yourself too harshly, or the other people too harshly, it's getting out of this idea that there's this goal of pristine, because it's spirituality, it's unique to each person individually. So there is no standard. There's fundamentals, there's guidelines, there's things like that, meditation helps, things like, but you don't have to do it, but it's unique for everyone, no matter what it is, no matter what, where you're coming from. And so, believing in yourself is like the main thing. And it's not about proving it to someone else. Oh, I had this experience, and then, oh, well, how did you? Can you prove it? Can you, and it's like, well, no, but I had it anyways, so, right? So, you gotta believe in yourself, right? But being extra sensitive, as I say, you can't feel bad for wanting what you want or to express what you feel. That's, because it's like we we again, it's the human manipulation. It's like we manipulate and we think we know better, and so even being human, we think we know how to be better humans, or we think we know, and sure, yeah, there's like things you want to do that are better than not. Hey, Nicole. But even that is meddling. Even that is like, okay, so I'm this person, I feel this way. Society says I shouldn't. What if you're, like LGBT, oh God, GQ, what if you're one of those or something? That's a tough, thing to come out about and talk about. And then, you said, this is spirit. This is how I was born. This is who I'm meant to be. This is how I want to express myself. Right? But then as humans, again, we think we know better. So we're like, so society tells you you're wrong, and so, and that's it's not right, so it's that idea, like, spirit is already doing it, and we're here as to live it out and to experience it. So, being what you are, feeling what you want to feel, and doing what you want to do is what you're supposed to do when you're here, and a lot of times what happens with people is they get repressed and they don't get to do some of the things, and then they're like holding it onto it for the whole life. It's like, if things were more open and more free, people would do it and be done with it, would get it out of the way earlier, and that's part of life. That's the whole point, is to live here, do things, try things. Doesn't make you a terrible person, But again, society, right? Humans meddling, right? Your sexuality is wrong, right? So, because we think we know better. But, no, believe in yourself, right? That's what I'm saying here. We are here to live life, not to be boxed in by it. And because of the sensitivity, we fail to realize our full expressions, thinking we're bad, for one thing or another, while there are millions of others in the world who aren't even aware of, half of it to begin with. We must express ourselves to fully, otherwise why did we come here? So be strong and believe in yourself, I put, but, it's really true, like, all of that stuff that they say, it's all cliche and it's all, sounds silly, but, it's funny like that. It's cliche and it sounds silly when you're like Macho Man or something, I don't know, that's the example. But it's like, if you have kids, like, of course you're going to say, believe in yourself, be strong and believe in you, what I mean? Like, we're messing up. Like, it's fun to play with context, but, it's really kind of, I don't know. Like, we're so weird as people because we think we know better, We got to remember, we're just here to play, we're just here to laugh and to joke and to, not take it seriously. What else did I say? Yeah, believe again, stop asking and know. Stop asking other people and know. Believe in yourself. Believe what you're here to do. That's it. That's all you have to do. Stop worrying about what someone else is doing in the news and the media. It's not what you're here for. You know what I mean? Like, we're all here to give as much love as we possibly can. And that's the focus. That's the shift, focusing on the love, because we're constantly focusing. If you're focusing on something else, oh, it's going bad, that's going bad. No, just ignore it all and it'll all fall away. But also, what was it? Stop checking boxes on people. Right. That was one too. And, like with the election and with everything coming on, it's like, we're just checking boxes. I mean, but that idea of boxes, look at, anybody. If you say, what's your ideal, perfect life partner, right? Everybody's going to say the same thing. It's going to be little variants based on, like preference, but it's going to be tall, dark, handsome, strong but sensitive, I'm thinking of going with the guys or something, right? Or whatever, Well, again, it doesn't matter, right? Going with whatever. But, it's like, it's always kind of the same, like same deal. So, and really that's kind of not what, again, like before, spirit has already incarnated in the way that it has, and your perfect person in that case is already waiting for you, to be who you are, not someone else, right? Yeah, so believing in yourself. Let's see. So stop checking boxes on people, right? Because really that's just a reference of you checking boxes on yourself, Why are you checking their boxes? Doesn't matter. It doesn't, well, I need this, I need that, I need that. And it's like, but then you think, okay, well, these are things. All you need is to be happy. When you're happy, it doesn't matter what the rest of the stuff really is, and it comes a lot easier, everything in life is just easier, because if you're always happy, then it doesn't matter. What else did I say? So okay, hold on, let me, yeah, so I wanted to mention we'll start with this one. This is pretty cool, is how ascension symptoms change. As you have more light, you'll have more energy, but you can still get exhausted. So I wanted to put this out there too. We wanted to with Kuthumi. Yeah, hi Kuthumi. He's like, hey, I'm here too. And but yeah, it was, let me read it. I'm going to say it again. Say it wrong again. So, it's kind of like, there's a lot of videos on ascension symptoms. And there's kind of, people sort of, generalize it, right? Because we want to be safe when we're talking about it. We don't want to, because, definitely not medical advice and all that kind of stuff. But as you embody more light, I think what you'll notice is you'll have more of it, and you won't get tired the same way. You'll still get tired, you'll still get exhausted, like your body, but it might be a little different. So you should be waking up, you'll have days where you'll wake up and you'll actually feel that, that you'll just feel stronger. You'll feel more robust. You'll feel more light, more energetic, more clear, more all of these things. So, a lot of the ascension symptoms, we think we've gone through them and then, they come back. But really, they can show up in all kinds of different ways. And really understanding, and this leads into sort of my next point, is knowing where you're at in your path and in your timeline. I wanted to say this weeks ago, but I've been moving, so it's what's been taking so long. And it's how aware are you of where you're at and what's going on, right? Because the key is, it's not about fixing all of the stuff out there in the world, right? It's about fixing you, and then you think, oh yeah, I always got to be fixed. And it's like, well, it's not about that you have to be fixed or something, that something's wrong with me, always ascending, always doing the work, but it's, are you aware of where you're at and how you got there because of your thoughts and everything you've done and the actions and your choices, and because of other people in your life, and can you see where you're going, and so it alludes to that whole point of really, knowing you, and I say it all the time, because when you know who you are, you'll know other energies, and what's good for you and what's not good for you. So really paying attention to where you're at and why and how you're there and how you can shift your thoughts and your energetic vibration into something different. These are, skills that you learn over time with practice, but as you gain more light, right, you'll have more energy, but it doesn't mean other things aren't still going to come up and come out, because now that you strengthen, one more area is stronger, it's going to be able to uphold the rest of you. You don't want to ascend and just shoot way up and then leave your body behind. It's a process, and that's why we keep going back, up and down, all the dimensions. Everyone's journey is different. Yeah. Stop comparing yourself to others. Totally. It's just natural to do, because we live in the world where we're just, it's like natural comparison. Like, but we didn't learn that, like, that's okay and we shouldn't judge it. Like it's natural that we do that because we just notice, differences. But it's really important to not take it into negative ways. It shouldn't mean all this other stuff. That's really, it's us overcomplicating. It's why I was talking, earlier, like how we, just as people, we think we know better. Like what was it? Was it Wayne Dyer? I think I saw him. It was when he was talking with Oprah. I think it was that one or whatever. And he was saying how, I don't know if I'm gonna say it right, but it's funny how he says, the whole 9 months, baby's good, it's being taken care of, everything, and then, like, as soon as it gets out, it all of a sudden all these arms are just reaching for it. No, we'll take it. We know how to take care of it. We know how to do this. We know how to do that. And it just, now it's in this totally different world where it was before it was in the flow, it was with source, it was like just being natural, and now it's got all these hands and it's all these people trying to tell, oh no, do this, believe in this, believe in that, do this, that, and it never had any inclination for any of that. It didn't need to go into any of that detail. Hold on, I'm getting sorry, I got a message. Okay. I gotta do work after this. Let's see. So, yeah, and so, and so that's what I wanted to say is don't let, the world, don't let it, suck you in. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual community, like 5D. I see it all the time, like, the ascending to 5D. It's like, it's don't let anybody corral you into, like, one or the other, like this D or that D, or going here or going there. It's you're gonna go where you're gonna go, no matter what, period, every single time, unless you're diehard believing in something else, right? So again, coming back to, like, do you know where you're at and your path and why you're there? And meditate. That'll help. Let's see. What else? Right, and the goal, right, so remember, the goal isn't about proving to other people, like, I know spiritual stuff, it's about empowering one another, because there's a lot going on out there, and it's really important that we share, with each other, but we should always be empowering each other, that's the goal. I'm here to teach you and share with you what I've learned, right? And the skill sets that I can help you with. And yeah, and then, and a couple, I guess the last part was, humanity is record keepers. There's all this stuff going on, and, you think, well, rulers are saying this or that or the other. Well, why are we here? Well, we're here to keep the record. We're here to remember, we remember no matter what happens, no matter what, no matter who writes history, no matter, this or that, the other. And it's important to keep it here for humanity, as best as we can. But, in the end, we're here and we experienced it and we lived it. So we know it was true. We know it happened. We were there. We were here during these times, and no one will ever tell us otherwise, and then the seat at the council, I remember hearing a while back that this, they say humanity lost its seat at the council, or whatever, but again, don't be careful with the misnomers, because humanity's never lost its seat at the council, like they're just kicking people out or something like that, like, no, humanity's always had representation in spirit, of course, like, Always, it always will. Like it didn't go anywhere. It didn't fail the test, and then couldn't be a part of the council of what, of life. Like, like, no, like it may have not been at some guy's council or something like that, but whose council you want to be on, who's kicking people off left and right and not listening to people. Like, oh, humanity's, now they're going through such a hard time, we just don't want to hear it anymore. Like, we got to get them off the council. Get that chair, like Austin Powers or Dr. Evil, and he pushes the button and then they go back into the fire pit. We need to refresh this chair, right? We need a new represent, so there's a lot of stuff out there, in the spiritual community. You got to be careful with what you're listening to and what you're getting in, who you're believing, because sure, our I would say, if anything, our representation may have changed or become a little more heavy, because of the experiences that we've been going through. So we've probably added layers of, a lot of, emotional stuff and a lot of karmic stuff and a lot of whatever, throughout the long time that we've been here, but it's that idea again, it's we're remembering spiritual stuff. It's not that like we're human at first and we're going to figure it all out here. We have to remember that stuff, so be careful with, what you're listening to, what you're reading. And again, believe in yourself, and it's, I had this thought too, Kuthumi, explains it. He explained it really well, where he's just like, if people would just talk about this stuff, it wouldn't be so crazy. It wouldn't be all of this like taboo, or it wouldn't be all weird to talk about, or it wouldn't be all this religion, that religion, and you guys are the devil and you guys aren't. It's a part of everyone's life, but like we're afraid to like talk to each other about it, and the reality is it's not even scary. It's just people learning on their path, whatever it is that they're learning throughout their life, which we all are, so it's kind of like how I was saying earlier before, when you say be strong and believe in yourself. When you say it, if a macho guy says it to another macho guy, you laugh, but it's real. It's a real thing, like spirituality, same thing. We can't, we try and chuckle some of it off, laugh some of it off, but it's a real thing. But it doesn't mean like it's not scary. It doesn't have to be scary, but it's got a lot of, power around it, like so much power. And that's why we just got to start talking about it. All the fancy mumbo jumbo, all the, and not to discredit any of it. I think it's amazing. There's so much stuff out there to learn, like hermetics and, anything, just there's so much, but it's like all of this deep study in order to figure out how we can just make it a better place. And all we gotta do is be nice. Like I always say, we just gotta start talking about stuff. We just gotta start sharing, and I think we just need to understand how to share to a point where we're not endangering ourselves, so that we can be more open with each other and who we are. But again, it's because it's up to us, the world, an open world where you're going to be listened to, that's up to me to decide to offer that ear to you, so it's like all of this figuring it all out, all the research, Socrates, Plato, all of it, it's like all we got to do is be nice with each other. It's not, and it has to start there, It's like the theme of every single one of my videos is just be nice, we'd get so much farther along. We start, stop harping on each other for everything. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to cut this one a little short. We still got packing and unpacking to do, and And work, actually. I just got a message from work in the middle of this too that sort of excited me. Oh, yay. So, much love, guys. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming, Nicole. Nice to see you again. And talk soon. So much love. Oh.